Coming up on Public Eye News, a park in downtown Marquette gets a symbolic new name. We'll also tell you about recent changes to both the Boy Scouts of America and the Trump administration.
Weatherman Eric Shapiro has your forecast for the rest of the week, and Jacob Oji has the results of last night's NMU men's and women's basketball games against rival Michigan Tech. Hi, I'm Todd Rose.
And I'm Julie Goldberg. Welcome to Public Eye News. One charge has been dropped and another has been reduced for a Marquette man. Kyle Michael Graves was arrested last month for drunk driving and possessing a firearm while under the influence. Graves pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of reckless use of a gun on Monday in Marquette County District Court. Graves is scheduled to be sentenced on Thursday, March 23rd. And a downtown Marquette park will be named in honor of a man who has cared for its flowers for more than a decade. On Monday, the Marquette City Commission voted unanimously to name the Pocket Park on the 100 block of West Washington Street as the Phil Niesto Pocket Park. Niesto plants and maintains the flowers in the park next to the recovery room, and he uses donations to pay for the flowers.
Police and firefighters will be taken to the ice this weekend. This Saturday marks the annual Pigs in Heat charity hockey game, which consists of police officers and firefighters from both Keweenaw and Houghton counties. All proceeds from the event go towards fire victims in the two counties. The first Pigs in Heat charity game was held in 1998, and this year they hope to raise $16,000. The game takes place at Michigan Tech's Student Development Center. And two more charitable events are coming up in April. The annual Packers Tailgate Tour will be making two separate stops in the Upper Peninsula, one in Houghton and one in Kingsford. Both events will each receive 100% of proceeds from the Packers Tailgate Tour stop. The Houghton event will benefit Dial Help, while the Kingsford event will help Northwoods Air Lifeline. The Houghton event is Thursday, April 6th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Michigan Tech Student Development Complex. Kingsford's event is Saturday, April 8th from 3 to 5:30 p.m. at Ford Airport. Tickets go on sale for all events February 6th at 8 a.m.
The Michigan Department of Education has failed to provide proper oversight for a $2 million grant that is designed to help children who are affected by a Flint water crisis. The Office of Auditor General report on Flint emergency expenditures says a careless oversight of a grant administered by the Genesee Intermediate School District resulted in over $517,000 in unsupported grant charges that were charged to the state. The report was released today to the State House and Senate Appropriations Committees. The Education Department said in a preliminary response that it will improve its oversight in response to the finding. And protests are happening at the University of Michigan due to the killing of deer as a part of Ann Arbor's deer management plan. The Ann Arbor News reports opponents of the city's second annual Deer Cull gathered next to the campus on Monday before marching through campus. Most of the cull locations are city parks and nature areas, with the exception of a few university properties, including the Arboretum. Starting this week, sharpshooters will be on hand to kill up to 100 deer. The university has defended its decision to partner with the city on the hunt, cited in part an overpopulation of deer. And stay tuned, because after a break, we'll have national and international news.
You've seen plenty of nature documentaries, but you've never seen one like this. Mechanical creatures with hidden cameras go on an undercover spy mission that gets you closer than you've ever been before. These remarkable robots give us an intimate look inside the family lives of our favorite animals, who are more like us than we ever imagined. Keep an eye out for Spy in the Wild on Nature, Wednesday nights at 8, 7 Central, starting February 1st, only on PBS.
And welcome back. The Boy Scouts of America announced yesterday that it will now allow transgender kids to participate in the Boys Only programs. The announcement stated that the Boy Scouts of America will no longer determine gender based upon the birth certificate of the child, but rather the word of the parents. The statement states that for the past 100 years, youth organizations like the Boy Scouts have deferred to the information on an individual's birth certificate to determine eligibility for single-gender programs. The main cause behind the change is due to states interpreting gender identity differently. The decision comes 2 years after a blanket ban on gay troop leaders was lifted, and 4 after the decision to allow openly gay youth as scouts. And the Senate is moving ahead with the confirmation of President Donald Trump's pick to be the next Attorney General. The move comes after the president fired the acting head of the Department of Justice because she wouldn't support one of his executive orders. Weijia Zhang is at the White House with more details.
Senators in the Judiciary Committee are debating whether to move forward with Senator Jeff Sessions' nomination to be the next Attorney General.
He will follow the law.
If the full Senate approves, Sessions will take over a Department of Justice that has been shaken up after the late-night firing of Sally Yates, the acting head of the department. The White House claimed Yates, an Obama appointee, had betrayed the Department of Justice when she refused to enforce President Trump's travel ban for citizens from 7 countries. Yates said she was not convinced the executive order was lawful. Democrats say Sessions needs to be able to stand up to President Trump as well.
The Attorney General is the people's attorney, not the president's attorney.
Many people are still criticizing the president's temporary travel ban, and now State Department officials in mostly Muslim countries are expressing new concerns. American diplomats in Qatar, Sudan, the United Arab Emirates, and Indonesia have sent cables in the last 24 hours saying jihadists will use the ban as a propaganda tool. But the White House warned State Department personnel to support the president's decision.
And these career bureaucrats have a problem with it. I think that they should either get with the program or they can go.
Despite the warning, dozens of State Department diplomats signed a memo of dissent, arguing the ban runs counter to American values. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, the White House.
At MacDill Air Force Base, web crawlers are going through social media for potential recruits to the Islamic State group. In a high-stakes operation to counter the extremist propaganda, language specialists employ untrue identities and try to sway the targets from joining IS ranks. A critical national security program known as WebHops is part of a psychological operation that the Pentagon says is successfully countering an enemy that has used the internet as a devastating tool of propaganda. Several current and former WebHops employees have cited multiple examples of civilian Arabic specialists who either have little experience in counter-propaganda, cannot speak Arabic smoothly, or have very little understanding of Islam. And we are learning more about the French-Canadian University student accused of killing and wounding worshippers inside a Quebec mosque. Anna Warner is in Quebec City with new details about the suspect.
Quebec City's frigid temperatures didn't stop thousands from paying tribute to the victims of Sunday night's deadly shooting rampage at a local mosque.
They are home here.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau joined other Canadian leaders showing their support for Quebec's Muslim community. More than 50 worshippers were in the mosque when the attack began during evening prayers. 6 men between the ages of 39 and 60 were shot and killed. Suspect, 27-year-old Alexandre Bissonnet, was a student at Laval University. He appeared in court yesterday and was charged with 6 counts of first-degree murder.
The charges that have been laid are those that were disclosed by the evidence so far.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News they believe Bissonnet is a right-wing extremist. On Facebook, he liked the political organization Generation Nationale, whose manifesto rejects multiculturalism. White House spokesman Sean Spicer told reporters Monday that this shooting is a reminder of why President Trump is taking steps to be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to national security. But all indications here are this was not an attack by overseas Islamic terrorists, but by a homegrown suspect here from Canada. Anna Werner, CBS News, Quebec City.
Almost 13 years ago, the world watched in horror as Indonesia was ravaged by a massive earthquake and tsunami. In total, more than 230,000 people were killed or left missing. But now, new technology hopes to help prevent tsunami disasters on such a massive scale. A prototype of a new system, which has been in development for 4 years, could add crucial minutes of warning to help people on land evacuate vulnerable areas. The current buoy-oriented system has been rendered useless because of vandalism combined with a lack of funding. And stay tuned, because after this break, we'll be back with your weather and sports.
A source of awe and mystery. This is a visual journey around the globe to unlock the secrets.
You have a very complex magnetic field.
The legends.
The supernatural is part of our day-to-day existence.
And the breathtaking wonder of this natural spectacle.
I'm never quite sure exactly what I'm going to see. Wednesday at 10 after Nova on Public TV 13.
Hello, welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Eric Shapiro with a look at your weather. As you can see behind me, it has been snowing, and it's been snowing all day, which makes excellent conditions for the 130th annual Suicide Ski Hill Jump. But it does make driving conditions a little worse, so be careful when you're transiting. Our current temperature is 28 degrees with winds coming out west-southwest at 4 miles an hour and a barometric pressure of 29.65 inches and falling. We'll see some more snow tonight with a low of 22 and winds out of the northwest at 12 miles an hour. And taking a look into tomorrow, it's going to be some more snow with a high of 22 and winds northwest at 15 miles an hour. Now let's take a look at our weather across the UP. It's snowing just about everywhere except here in Sault Ste. Marie where it's 23 degrees and cloudy. In Manistee, it's 27. In Escanaba, it's 29, and Menominee is 27. Let's take a look at Iron Mountain, where it is 23 degrees, and 24 and cloudy in Ironwood. And up in Houghton, it's 27. Back here, Marquette, it's 28 and snowing. Now let's take a look at your weather ahead. Thursday, we'll have a high of 15, a low of 7 with cloudy skies. Friday, we'll have a high of 19, a low of 10. Some cloudy skies in the morning with the sun possibly making an appearance in the afternoon. And Saturday, we'll have a high of 24, low of 16, and mostly cloudy. So Jacob, the weather's been changing a lot, and I see the girls basketball team has made some changes, and it's actually really helped them out to a victory.
Yes, it's really paying off, Eric. Yesterday, the Huskies of Michigan Tech traveled south to the Barrie Event Center to take on the Wildcats. First, we go to the women's game. It's Bree Gasperovich getting the steal for the Wildcats and taking it coast to coast for the layup. And later, we have Erin Honkala catching the pass down low and finishing for the Wildcats as they get the victory 66-55. Over to the men's game, we have Sam Taylor missing the layup, but saving it to teammate Marcus Medelaski for the basket. However, it was the Huskies led by Kyle Monroe, who had 33 points, who got the win 76-62. Marquette native and former Marquette Redmond AJ Grzoulis had 8 for the Huskies. Speaking of Redmond, later tonight, the Marquette Redmond will host the Westwood Patriots at Marquette Senior High School. Tip-off is scheduled for 7:15. If you can't make it to the game, you can listen on Fox Sports Marquette 105.1 and 99.9 and online at Fox Sports Marquette with coverage starting at 6:45. We'll have the call for you later tonight. Also, Powers North Central broke the record for most consecutive wins in high school boys basketball history in Michigan. They broke the record last Friday night when they beat Bark River Harris 76-29 for their 66th consecutive victory. That's a lot of wins, Todd, and I was told that we have some very not so divine intervention in Florida.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it. According to a recent police report, a prominent Florida clergyman was forced to flee nude from a house after a husband caught him in bed with his wife. Documents show that when the husband arrived home, he discovered Pastor O. Jermaine Simmons in bed with his wife. Simmons fled naked and hid behind a nearby fence, and after negotiations, his clothes and belongings were both returned to him. And finally tonight, do you know any parents who share birthdays with their children? Well, how about parents and their child sharing a birthday, both parents? That's exactly what happened in North Carolina when a baby girl, London, was born on January 27th, giving her the same birthday as both parents, Lisa and Michael. I guess that makes it easy for all family members to remember all 3 of their birthdays.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Having birthdays on the same day would definitely make it easier.
And group parties are definitely the way to go.
3 times the amount of cake.
And that's all the time we got for you today. Make sure to join us tomorrow for all your news and more here on Public Eye News.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.